Good evening, everyone. Please do me a favor and write your name in the chat for me to have the list of participants. Thank you. Okay, and well, we're going to start. Well, I'm presenting my screen, so just letting you know that I will be talking, so you should be able to see it. Hi. Okay. So I'm still admitting some students. So, well, to begin, I'm glad to see you again. I hope you're doing fine. And I would like to start this session with a short quotation that I found, and I really wanted to share it with you. So once Les Brown said, "Our ability to handle life's challenges is a measure of our strength of character." So I know that these times are not easy for many of you, and all of us have different problems. But all these life challenges that we have to face nowadays, is a kind of a test for us to show that we are strong and we can do everything. Okay, even though there are problems and maybe we do things not as we expect to do them, but we can do everything, and we can show that this generation is a strong generation. We can do it as anybody else. So let's continue. Okay, I have more students already here, and I really hope to have this like visualized and puzzled everything in one, as we do not have chance to see each other. And I know that there are many doubts that you might have on the way, even reading all material or trying to read everything and skipping some things, and skipping one or two things might cause many misunderstandings. So that's why I would like to today pay attention on, let's say, like catch your attention on the things that most of the students have doubts about. Okay. So, well, let's start. First of all, let's go back to Unit 1. You have finished it, you have received your grades, and you might have doubts about the reflection or things. So in few words, as you see that in the Unit 1, we had to improve and reflect on the research proposal. So I was reading your reflections, and I'm very glad that most of you actually have chosen the topic related to your experience, to something that you would like to learn more about. So that was very good reflection. And what happens with the improvement? Well, improvement was that there are some things that I wanted you to pay attention to and maybe add them or correct them or improve them. So which means it was not only to get the proposal from the last semester and add it to your reflection. So you already saw that there are many things that you had to improve and add. Okay, some things might be new for you. So, but this will go step by step. You will be adding always something new. Okay, so I hope there are no questions about Unit 1, so we can continue with the Unit 2, as it is one step further. Any questions about Unit 1, guys? Nope? Okay, so if there are any, you can just have microphone on or raise your hand and speak up. Anyway, let's continue to the Unit 2. In the Unit 2, you continue planning, you continue working on your plan, on what actually I'm going to do, understanding each step, seeing each step of the process, actually data collection process. So your improved stages. There are several very important stages in a data collection, which is piloting. Then you have the research steps, which are also like data collection step, and organization. Okay, also maybe implementing activities, additional forms that are needed, right? Designing, well, the instruments that are needed. Here, let's go one by one. Piloting. What is piloting? In simple words, it just having something, you have a product, right? You have something, but you have this 1 week of piloting, and you have to do what you plan to do in the real research, right? You have to show this product, you have to use it, but you are, during the piloting, you will be checking your mistakes, correcting it, okay? So that will be piloting. Before it goes to the real research, the piloting step is still the data collection part, very important data collection part. But the results that you will find in the piloting will not or should not be included in the results of your final findings, right? So the piloting only works to perfect, to improve your instruments, okay? To make them better, to see what mistakes you have, what to eliminate, okay? So I hope it's clear about piloting. So the data collection, you have three main stages, and each stage has steps, right? So for example, what will be the first stage? First stage, you will be doing interviews, okay? We're going to go a little bit in a second, more closely about interviews. And then another stage will be observation and the following questions. Well, questionnaires. You have syllabus. Please go to the general information on the platform. You have a syllabus and you have clear instructions of the deadlines. Please follow the deadlines of the syllabus. In the morning shift, they showed me my mistake of the dates. It was so much information. So also human being and I might have it, but obviously if I have this kind of mistakes, I will not consider them as a mistake for your tasks. So study guide, it said it was Sunday, but I wanted you to deliver it on Saturday. In the syllabus it was mentioned Saturday, so that's why it was the confusing thing. But please, if you see any similar mistakes about the dates, focus on or pay attention to the dates and grades, so let's say points, right, that you will receive in the syllabus. Okay, syllabus information. Okay. So that's about deadlines. Okay, I also have here information additional about activities. What are activities? Activities are not your instruments. Activities or lesson plans are not your instruments for the research. They are additional forms, additional, what in this case can be activities, so lesson plan, additional part that you can design. Okay, and when you organize or let's say plan these activities and you implement them in the observation, should know what you plan to do during the interview, or okay, even if you do not know. So even if you do not know the activities, what activities you have yet, maybe, okay, because you still have time, you still have some kind of idea. Is it going to be reading tasks that you will implement in the class, right? Or what activities or strategies, maybe new strategies that you want to implement. So you still have some kind of ideas, maybe not specific, but you have the idea. So in the case that if you have your own class, that is much easier because you know what you plan and you can more like organize the schedule. But in case when you have a teacher, another teacher that you will observe, okay, in this case, it is very important to specify, to clarify to the teacher what points you will be observing, okay, what is necessary for you to observe. Because if it's a reading class and you need to check.
Oye, Pa.
Yes. The microphone, thank you. So I was saying that maybe these lessons that you will be observing will be not appropriate or not helpful for your observation. So the teacher that you will observe needs to know what topic or what points you will be observing in the class. So you need to let them know, obviously, right? It is very important already now know the number of students, school names that you will, if it's one school or two schools, or today I had a question, if you have several schools, different students, but at least they fit the study, right? The necessity of the study, right? The background of students should be fitable, or let's say suitable to the study of to your research. Okay, let me admit a student. Okay, so we were talking about the teacher, the permission. First, you need to get teacher's permission. Okay, if you are teaching the class, maybe you do not need to have permission, right? But if you are observing another teacher class, so you need to get teacher's permission, or maybe school's permission. Okay, if the teacher gives you permission and it's not necessary to send the permission to the school principal, that is okay. You have this permission, and if it's necessary, you have it. So you can send it to principal if it is necessary. Okay, I hope it is clear here, right? So it's not like obligation to send it. Okay, but you know that it's an ethical issue. If you think that there might be some ethical issues with students, so you might ask permission, so then you avoid these problems. Okay, so any questions here in the unit 2? Let me submit Valeria. Okay.
Teacher.
Yes, I have Rodrigo. Go ahead, Rodrigo.
¿Tenemos que utilizar los mismos escuelas o profesores? No, solo pregunto. Just
Utilizar como de misma, the same instrument for interviews, or what do you mean?
No. I mean, del research que hicimos, yo utilicé un profesor, nada más. Absorbé un profesor y sería ese mismo, pueden ser otros o pueden ser...
Ay, Rodrigo, todavía no hicimos ningún research, todavía no hicimos nada, todavía
Bueno,
no
de las
tenemos nada.
observaciones.
Apenas semana que viene vamos a diseñar observaciones. You already checked, sorry, well, it can be helpful for you, Rodrigo. If you did it, it's okay, no problem. But the thing is that next week we are going to learn only how to design observations. And many of you already put in the appendices, right, observation forms or interviews. And you notice that I have never mentioned anything about these instruments, right? So which means I ask you to have them if you think of what questions am I going to use in the interviews, what questions or what details I'm going to observe during the, so this is just your general information, what you know about interviews and questionnaires, right? You maybe learn something in different subjects, but only next week, you're going to have the information how to design interviews. So you will see your interview that you already have and what actually, how you have to organize it and how you have to deliver it. So using the interview that you already have, you will need to design the one according to the reading material. Okay, so the same observation, you will have the observation form and you will design the observation form according to the reading material. Okay, so if you already observe someone, you have classes, or maybe you have videos already, that's great. For observation, you can start recording videos right now, because maybe when the observation comes, I don't remember dates, we're going to see dates in a second. But when we have the observations, your teachers might have exam period, right? So this observation will not be helpful at all. So then you can observe during this week, you will observe videos. It's logical that you can watch the classes that are recorded, right? Because you will design next week the observation form, and you will be using this form to pilot. So first you will observe 2 classes at least, right? You have set 2 classes. So maybe the ones that you observe, you can use these classes as a piloting and checking if you need to add anything and improving this form. And then you will have 2 weeks for already using improved form of the observation to observe those classes. So obviously in the observation part, you can record videos and you can start doing it, have saving the videos, but you still do not observe them because you don't have the observation form. You don't have any templates, right, yet that are actually required. Okay, so let's go. If there are no questions, so yes, yes. So let me just say, yes, Rodrigo, you can use the same teacher, right? But remember that you need to have a specific number of classes, and we're going to talk about it in a moment. Yes, Gabi?
Yes, okay. Hello, teacher. Good evening. Well, I have a lot of doubts about this task. I wrote that we need to add a lot of more stuff into the appendices part, right? So one part is the data collection stage. We're going to modify the test, or we need to add the chart, the actual chart that you upload into the PDF, the large PDF that you send every week. Do we have to add the chart or just to modify? Modify, I mean, just to write the dates and specify in more detail the process of each stage?
Okay, I'm not sure what chart you're talking about. Let me just quickly see it. What chart exactly? Anybody can give me a more like a hand? What chart? You were talking about unit 2?
Yes, I'm talking about unit 2.
And permission? You were talking about permission?
There are a lot of charts inside the PDF, and one of them is the one of data collection stage. Do we have to add it or just to write it down?
Well,
just the
a collection stage, okay, data collection stage. Okay, now I understand what you're talking about. Data collection stage, there are many things that should be kind of copy pasted. Why? Because you do not need to deliver this. What you have to deliver is charts are only for you to see it visually, understand what is actually happening. So if we talk about what, for example, task 2, yes. Do you have it in hand, or you want me to present it, to share it? Well, the data collection stage is a kind of copy and add information. All of you will have the same instruments, the same dates, right? So one, for example, in the data collection stage, the interview, you have piloting data, right? You will need to design here, and it will be only 1 week. So this is the same for everybody, okay? Starting date. Now, this I didn't write for you, but it will be the same. But where do you get the dates? You get the dates in the syllabus. I didn't put the dates because I wanted you to analyze the syllabus and look for the date and write them down so you remember the dates, right? So
okay.
that's why I didn't change the day. I didn't write it down in the chart, in the task, for you to practice, to analyze. Okay, I'm going to see the syllabus because it says read the syllabus of this course that is provided on the platform. Okay, complete the table. So you're using, all of you use the same dates, the same 1 week of piloting, 2 weeks. Okay, so basically this chart was for you to analyze each step. So when you give the proposal, all of you will need to first explain, what am I going to do in piloting? I will do this, this, this. Piloting will be from this date to this date. I will interview two students or 2 teachers, or 1 student and 1 teacher, to check my interviews and improve them, right? Okay, so now you see actually the chart of the interviews, right? You see the slide, right? And
yes. Can I share my screen?
you want to share your screen?
Yes, because I have more doubts, teacher. I'm sorry. I will be kind of annoyed.
No problem. Gabi, we can stay more time. I think we won't have time, so I will be back and we can come back and discuss. But you asked me about this one, so I would like to explain it. Yes? So you have the same, something similar, or you have a different doubt?
It's kind of similar.
Doubts, teacher. Like Gabby. And maybe many more students. Yes.
So let's go first with the explanation, and then you go with your doubts. So what do you think?
Nice, teacher.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So as you see, I finished with the unit 2. Unit 2, you have to improve the data collection stages. Give specific information, what you're going to do in the interviews, what are you going to do in the observations and questionnaires. These are 3 stages, and each stage has piloting and conduction, right? And obviously you need to mention how many students, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, also in this unit, you have to deliver extra instruments, right? For example, many of you will need to have a background, a student background form or survey, or teacher background survey. So background is not interview, okay? So background doesn't belong to any instrument. It is extra instrument that you will be using, because in order to know that these students are fitable for the interview or being able to analyze, you need to know what kind of students you have. So you will do it as extra. Actually, you can, if you have already the teachers, you can already interview the teachers, have these surveys, and have these activities done, right? First, you design the form, you deliver this week the background formats, right? Activities, lesson plans that you have, and add them to appendices and keep them. And they are just extra. They do not belong to interview, because interview is focused on designing one instrument that will help you to answer the research questions, right? And reach your objectives. So let's go quickly to the interview. Design appropriate interviews. So that will be next week. We're going to design, but we're going to design 3 instruments next week. But then March 15, you're going to have March 15, we start already data collection stages, the conduction. So the first week is going to be pilot, change, correct, and improve. And you will get 5 points for this task, because you will deliver again the same instrument that you design next week. You will do again, check, pilot, correct, and you will need to you need to have 2 to 3 participants, at least 2. Okay, so when you do this interview, you see what questions are not clear, what questions are confusing, what you need to add, when you need to change. Okay, and this will be week 1 in on March 15th. Okay, and week 2 and week 3, we're going to start conducting. 2 weeks, I will not be touching you. I will not, you might have questions, but for 2 weeks, you will not be delivering anything to me. Okay, so 2 weeks, you will conduct interviews, and you will get the 10 points for this task that you will deliver in 2 weeks, right? After 2 weeks of conduction. So what is the minimum? Minimum of the interviews is 6 people. Okay, some students ask me, what happens with these 2 students? These students, 2 students results should not be counted for your findings. They are just like laboratory, right? Like you are doing vaccine. What do we need? We need to have 100 people to check the vaccine. If they die, well, it's okay. If not, we correct the vaccine. And then we can use this vaccine to all people. But, right, these people, if they die, whatever, well, they do not count, because they are like laboratory thing for improvement, right? For the good of society. So the same here, piloting, right? To improve the interview. So these 2 people will be just helping you to improve. But then you have at least 6. I really suggest you to try to find more, right? You have maximum 12. If you need even more, it's okay. You can have even 15 interviews, but please do not overwhelm yourself. You have 2 weeks only, okay? In interviewing is a little bit, you will learn what interview is and how much it lasts and what you take. But anyway, alternative students are really helpful. For example, this week I received one email from some of you who wanted me to participate in the survey, and I really liked the topic, but it was late for me to answer. So the student already sent the task and said, well, thank you, teacher, but it's already late. The deadline is today, so sorry. I said, well, sorry. So the same can happen to you. You might send this invitation and you will never receive reply, okay? Or it will be late. So you might say, hey guys, can I have the interview? And then in 3 weeks, oh, I just read your email, right? So be sure that you have enough participants. Here I wrote not analysis. We are not going to analyze here. We analyze all data collected, interviews, observations, and questionnaires at the end of the whole complete conduction, which is kind of June, we're going to start analyzing, right? But you need to, that's actually, I need to go back because I didn't go to the unit 3. That's what you need to do. You need to organize everything digitally. So anytime, right? In the unit 3, we're going to design 3 instruments, right? But when you are interviewing, you need to keep your evidence organized and digital, right? Maybe script, some things. So all information you collect, you will keep organized, but not analyzing yet, okay? Not coming to the conclusion. So some kind of maybe some analysis might be necessary depending on your research, but well, obviously it depends on your research. Let's go to the observation. So you can see that observations will start on April 19th, and we have the same. First week on April 19th is a piloting, and piloting is the same. You will have to observe 2 classes, 2 sessions, right, with the topic for your research. For example, if you're observing a vocabulary and the teacher doesn't present any vocabulary, no teaching vocabulary, this observation doesn't make sense. So you need to know the teacher what actually you're observing. What is the purpose of your observation? Okay. So if I am observing reading comprehension skills and how to improve these strategies, and it's not reading class at all, so obviously it doesn't make sense to observe it, right? So the same here, let's continue. So week 2 and week 3, you conduct, collect, organize, not analysis. So observe your own classes or observe other teachers' classes. You're a researcher, you have to observe. Some students ask me if somebody can help you. Yes, they can help you. They can give their point of view. Even if you want to design extra format for somebody to observe with you, that's okay, they can help you, but you should be active participant in the observation as well. I hope it makes sense. Somebody can help you observe, and also you can give them special form that you create for observation, and they can also complete it when watching the video or observation. So how to observe? I think that this subject is much easier online, right, than face-to-face. Or even in this situation, it eases your job a lot, okay? Because when we had the face-to-face classes, you had to go to school, you had to find a permission, classes were canceled, you are not allowed to take videos in class because of the ethical issues, you cannot take pictures in some schools. So, okay, so some problems are really relevant in face-to-face teaching, okay? But when you are online, most of teachers record their classes, most of teachers, or there is a possibility to record, okay? So that's why I say that it's much easier because you can ask the teacher to record the class. So let me finish here. You are a researcher, you should observe either it is synchronous class or a recorded video. Do not confuse it with a peer observation, okay? There is a teaching practice where you have peer observation, it's not the same, okay? But, well, kind of similar words and might confuse you. If a teacher has only 1 class per week, here is the problem, because you need to observe at least 4 classes during the week 2 and 3. And if there is only 1 per week, so you have only 2 classes. So here is also a solution, okay? You can ask the teacher right now already to record the videos for you, okay? So, and you save these videos of the classes, but again, please let the teacher know what topic your research is, what you are focusing on, okay? And well, obviously you can think of maximum also of 8 observations, because if you watch one video and there is nothing helpful for you to solve the problem, to answer the research questions, so you might need more videos. And then the observation week is over, you need to deliver tasks, and you are teacher, the teacher that I observed had exams and I don't have enough classes and blah blah blah, and well, here comes the problem. But the solution is very easy. Start asking for videos or recording your classes since now, okay? So you can use those classes, and you can select the videos and then analyze them, right? So if the teacher has only 1 class per week, ask the teacher few weeks before the observation weeks to record the number of classes needed for your research. Clarify the topic of the investigation, and so you can get necessary data from the class or video. And there is a tip or advice I can give you. As many teachers do not like being observed. So suggest, give them some benefit, okay? What benefit you can give? Obviously, you are researcher. You are going to find something valuable, hopefully, for this field. So you might let them know, or principal or teacher, that you will share this information, right? You can help them with activities. For example, you can ask teacher to record the videos with, let's say, if it's reading comprehension, okay? With the reading comprehension activity that she usually uses and what problem she has. And also, as you did already literature review, you did your basic research, you know what strategies are suggested by many educators. So these strategies, so these techniques, you will design activities and share these activities with the teacher. Logically, teacher might say, thank you very much, let's try it. And it can be helpful for the teacher to see how the teaching process improves, right? So that's the purpose, to help them improve the teaching process. Okay, I hope here we have no questions, but if we do, we come back. Let's go to the questionnaires and then questions. So questionnaires, you can see the same thing. You have May 10th, questionnaires. First week will be piloting, at least 5 participants. You need to send the questions and receive the answers. Again, you can ask more students or teachers, because you might receive not all answers, okay? Not all students will reply. So it is a possibility. So always look for bigger number, not, let's say, if I tell you 5, try to send to more, okay? And then week 2 and 3, conduct, and you have minimum 20 people, okay? You can also go and look for 30. Maybe if you look for 50, it will be too much. You will overwhelm yourself, okay? So don't go, because some students say that have 50 students in class. That's too many, okay? So try to reduce it. But 30 is a good number, so you can go with the 30. And how to label the students in the questionnaire. It can be student 1, right? If you want to keep it anonymously, or it can be just name Mary, for example, or you can have Mary Lopez if it's okay for you. The same for teacher, teacher 1, teacher Juan, or teacher Juan Lopez. I think we will be disconnected in 2 minutes, but that's actually the process of all the interviews, observations, and questionnaires. So I'm waiting for questions. But if we get disconnected, please come back so we can clarify other doubts, okay? So Gabi, you had questions. Let's come back to Gabi.
Yay. We don't have time, right? We just
Uh,
have 4 minutes.
4 minutes, right? You wanted to share something?
Yeah,
Okay, let me stop sharing and you share. And then anyway, if we get disconnected, you come back, okay? Let me see anybody. Oh no, everybody's here, okay.
all right. Okay, I'm gonna do it yet. Host disable participants, screen sharing.
Mhm.
Can I have your permission?
Do I need to give you permission? Yes.
Because it's response disable participant screen sharing.
Okay, Gabby, let's do it this way. What if we stop this session and start a new one so I don't worry about the time? And this way you will be
All right.
yeah, I think it would be better. I thought it was cool. It was going to be quick, but let's stop the session and come back. I'll see you in a minute, guys. Okay.
Very good, teacher. Yeah.